You're tuned in to B&T Unscripted. Get ready for raw, real, and unfiltered conversations with the award-winning radio show host Tiffany K and her co-host and fiance Brandon. It's life, love, and laughter. Unscripted, unpredictable, and unforgettable. Buckle up. You're listening to B&T Unscripted.
Start from the top.
Started from the bottom, now we're here. No.
We can't sing Drake anymore.
That's a whole nother conversation.
Yeah, we're not here to talk about the Drake
drama.
Yeah.
Oh, good Lord.
Yeah.
Anyways.
Even though King Kendrick won.
Okay, that is another conversation.
They're not like us. Sorry. Okay. All
Getting started.
Yes.
Okay, what's up, everybody? It's B&T Unscripted. I'm Tiffany K.
And I'm Brandon, and this is episode 1.
Yes, I can't believe it's here.
Officially.
I know, we've been talking about this for, 2 years now?
Almost, something like that for a while.
Yeah, for those who don't know, Brandon and I are engaged.
Woo.
We're getting married October of 2025. And ever since day one, like our first date, which this episode's not going to be about how we came together, but like little backstory, we've like had such good conversations. We can talk for hours on end.
Mm-hmm.
And we can still do that to this day.
Yeah.
Living together is a little different, obviously, because they were like, we see each other all the time. We have nothing to talk about right now. Yeah, exactly. But we always wanted to do a podcast, and we just, didn't have time between our jobs and everything. And now the opportunity has presented itself. So it's in a long time in the making. But for those who don't know, I do want to give a little background because this is episode 1. But episode 1 is starting like kind of in the middle of where we're at in life. So it's like weird, right? So for those who haven't heard my voice before, I am a radio morning show co-host. I was working on a country morning show here in Fredericksburg, Virginia for about 3.5 years. Mm-hmm. And then I started my career doing country mornings in Iowa for 2 years before that. So that is where my voice is from. And I know a lot of people who are listening have listened before, followed with my journey. And unfortunately, about 2 months ago, I was let go of my job due to budget cuts. So it was a hard experience, which we'll get into, but, that's kind of where we wanted to start this episode at, because I know there's a lot of followers that I have coming from morning radio who are like, please, 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 like do something for us. Don't quit. We want to hear about you and Brandon. We want to hear about the wedding planning, the experience. We want to hear where you go next, about life, and just, my biggest thing with the radio was if I can make one person smile a day, I'm happy. And that's what I wanted to do. So I could never give up radio or audio or anything. It's just, this is a different form of it. And it's been a rough little time right now. But getting back out there, getting after it. And, as I said before, Brandon and I have always wanted to do something together, especially because the listeners who've listened to me before on air have heard me talk about him since day one. Yeah. All of my listeners have come along with us on this journey since day one. I talked about you before the first date being nervous. I talked about you after on air. I talked about you, you got a fan club from everybody in the area. People were so excited when we got engaged. Some of them even said, took you long enough,
Yeah.
Some fans even tried to get us together before we even knew each other, which is a whole nother podcast episode.
Yeah.
But yeah, so this is kind of where we're at. So this episode is all about updating for those who have followed along, like kind of my reaction to what happened, your reaction, what we've been doing since then, where we're going, looking forward, and unpacking all of that. So where do you want to start, babe?
I don't know. It's I don't know. I just feel like we owed this, to the people, right? So I don't know. I'm just excited to be a part of it, to be able to learn this whole radio thing, because I've never done this whole radio thing. So I'm kind of like, I don't know what to do with my hands, type deal. So it's pretty cool to be able to learn from like a master, right? Of
Not
their
a
craft.
master.
Well, you're award winner, so I'm glad just to be able to be, technically I am your new co-host.
That's
which
true.
is kind of cool.
Which is really cool.
And it's kind of like we get to work together, finally, and you get to teach me and show me your ways. So, But yeah, I'm just excited to be able to do episode 1 with you and to give the people what they want, so because you're the people's champ.
I am
So.
not. Well, I guess with that, let's start with day 1 of being let go.
Yeah.
I know it's like a sad place to start. I get it, but
Bum, bum, bum.
but yeah. So for those who did follow along with me, like I said, I was here in Fredericksburg for 3.5 years, co-hosting the morning show. It was a great time. Like really, I grew and learned so much during this time of my career, and I ended up being lucky enough and working hard enough to win a Academy of Country Music Award for best small market morning show personalities, which was really cool.
Yeah.
And that was in, what are we on, 2024? So that was in 2023.
Yep. Right towards the tail end, I think.
The beginning
Was it
for
the
the
beginning?
ACMs, yeah.
Okay, I don't know what I'm talking
Yo,
about. So.
and then we also got nominated for the CMA Awards at the end of last year for small market morning show personalities. We were like the top 5, I think. So that was really cool as well. And right before I got let go, I ended up winning 2 state Virginia Association of Broadcasters Awards, one for the morning show and then one for my own in the community show that I do with community. Well, I did
Interviews.
that I did with community interviews. So it was a fun ride, and it's not just those that made the experience, but also getting to meet so many listeners and having so much support and backing in this area. Like that's the really cool thing about radio is that you become part of everyone's families in their car, and they become part of yours. I've shared so much of my life here in the past 3.5 years, not just with you, with other relationships before that, and the online dating stories and all of that, which is always interesting. So the audience here and, the fans and the listeners who still support me to this day have been through it with me from the beginning, crying, tears, happiness,
It's kind of like growing up with you,
craziness.
Yeah.
So I felt like, as you said before, we owed this side of the story.
Yeah. So many people were asking. They've been so much
love and support.
Yeah, I'm so grateful for it, for you, going through that and the community being able to uplift you. And you're truly, in my opinion, the people's champ. Yeah. So it's pretty cool because you definitely left your mark here in the community. And I'm just grateful to be a part of it. And Buddy, too.
Of course, our dog Buddy.
Yeah.
Which, as you said, I'm so grateful for all the love and support still pouring in on my social media. If you want to check it out, it's Tiffany K on Facebook, Kay, or Tiffany Kay on air on Instagram. We will also get some sort of social media up for this show as well at some point. But basically, going back to that day 1, I want to be transparent. I'm not going to gloss over it and say, oh my gosh, I lost my job, but we were okay 2 days later. Like, that's not what happened.
No.
I came home and the tears were flowing before I left the office.
It was a tough day. Like half your face was on my shirt, like all the makeup. It was like just a sad face permanently there. I was like, no,
Did you keep that shirt like with my face on it?
I'm sure it's somewhere. It was just ruined. It's just a permanent sad face.
You have to like get the cloth with Jesus's face. Like you have to keep mine for that
Tiffany
reason.
K's sad face. So.
But yeah, I mean, I came home and thankfully I had you. You were my rock, and I think I've told you before, but thank you so much for being there for me. But I just let it go. I cried for about an hour and a half.
Yeah.
Probably. And I think the biggest reason why, though, like, because we've talked about this before, losing your job is tough for anybody, of course. But for me, my job was my life. It's not my identity, because I don't want to go that far because I'm my own person, but it still is sort of my identity,
Well,
and
anything. It's a big part of people's lives. Like whatever you do every day, 8 hours a day, 5 days a week. And sometimes for your case, it could be 6 to 7 days a week.
Yeah. With events and everything.
With events and being with the community, it's kind of like you are that radio person or that persona, I guess. I don't know how y'all say it in the radio world, but
I mean, I guess I could say everybody asks, what's your radio voice? Or are you different on air versus in person? No, I don't have a different radio voice. This is my voice.
Yeah.
Brandon can attest to this. I'm the same on air as am in person,
Yeah.
just a little more energetic on air than I am in person,
Yeah. You
right?
gotta pep it up a little bit.
Exactly. But I mean, I'm the same person. And so I think that was hard for me to lose that. But also, the biggest like loss for me was I didn't get to say goodbye to anybody,
Yeah.
and I
Yeah.
think that was the hardest thing I had coming home. I was like, I don't get to have a final show.
For the
I don't know how
community.
many times I said that to you within that whole week.
Yeah.
Is that I didn't get to say goodbye because how it happened was we did our show. It was a normal Tuesday show, and I came out. I was working on some things for the next day and
Yeah.
got asked to come down the hall to see the market manager, and then was told I was being let go that day. And I was followed out by an employee saying I had to grab my stuff and go.
Yeah.
And that's how it ended.
Wow.
Like there was no closure. And
that would be hard for anybody.
Yeah,
though,
it was really hard because I just didn't get to say goodbye. I didn't get to say goodbye to anybody.
Yeah.
And I know like that night on my social media, I actually did make this long Facebook post, like just thanking everybody in the area for all of the support that they've given me over the past 3.5 years and all of that. And it was my only way I knew how to say goodbye. And I didn't want anybody to hear it from anybody else. I didn't want a story misconstrued, whatever. I don't know what could have happened. It's just those what ifs that go through my mind. And I wanted people to hear it from me, that they weren't going to hear me the next morning. I wasn't on vacation. I wasn't sick.
Yeah.
That was the situation. I was truthful about it. I literally said in the post, I was let go, unfortunately, due to budget cuts, from what I understood. And so that was my way of saying goodbye, but it wasn't closure.
Yeah. You didn't get to do that one show, that last one.
So for me, I don't know. I guess that was the hardest part. And then after that, I was going through a grieving period.
Oh, yeah.
It was the denial. It was
like, why me?
Yeah, a lot of that. It was that. It was, trying to accept it and then getting to the anger stage and then, finally coming to realize that sometimes blessings come during hard times.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And I do believe that there were blessings from that, and we'll get into that at some point. But it was a grieving process for about 2.5, 3 weeks, probably, maybe a month.
Yeah.
Before I was ready to get back on my feet and get after it.
Yeah.
And I don't know, from your perspective, what was it like for you? Because obviously you didn't lose your job, but you still had to go through that with me.
It was tough because, I guess for everyone, we were blindsided. It's like to be honest, I thought it was just another Tuesday type deal. I was like, yeah, whatever, just go about life, right?
Yeah.
I didn't even think twice, or think of it that was going to happen. And it's like, okay, like now your mind goes on different directions, like why this, why that, why did they do that, or like what are we going to do now? Are we going to end up moving, or what are we going to do now? What's next, right? But for me, from a partner perspective, it's like I'm definitely, in my opinion, a protector.
You are.
And it's like I want to defend you, right?
Of course.
So it's just like I hate seeing the people that I deeply care about, love and stuff like that, be hurt and stuff like that. You want to fix it, right? And I think that's a guy trait too, that we want to protect and fix all the problems, whether it's from the plumbing to your significant other's tears. You don't want to see that happen, or you want to fix it. So I think that was the biggest thing for me, was to try to make you feel better, make you feel like you're heard and supported in whatever. To this day, I still support you in whatever you want to do. And to be honest, I'm just happy that you get to support this, this new journey.
And I'm not getting lovey-gushy here because that's not what this is about, but you did do a really good job. So I just want to say thank you.
Yeah, I tried my best for you. Yeah. But we're happy now.
We are happy now. I do want to go back because you asked me one time, which I think is just an interesting question to throw out there. How would I have done it differently if I knew it was coming? if I knew that last show was coming.
Oh, yeah.
How would I
Yep.
have done it differently?
Yep.
And I keep thinking about that. And like, I don't think I had an answer for you the first time around, but now thinking about it, because to me, it was a typical Tuesday, as you said. I got up, I went to work. You got up, you went to work.
Yep.
Like,
Yep.
that's literally what was happening.
Yep.
But I always give 100, 150% during my shows. But I was definitely more tired that day because it was just a Tuesday.
Yep.
And I wasn't thinking ahead. So if I could have redone it, I probably would have been a little bit more energetic, but not only that, like been able to say my thank yous and my goodbyes. I would have focused the show on that.
Enjoyed it more, you think?
I think so, yeah. I would have
Yeah.
enjoyed it more. Because to me, it was, you don't realize what you have till it's gone, right? And
Yep.
so to me, it was, this is great. This is awesome. Still love my job. We're going in. It's another show. Let's go.
Woo. Yeah.
You know, but it wasn't, it was like, oh, I need to enjoy this moment because it's not going to
Savor
be
it,
here
right?
anymore.
Yeah.
So that was really hard. And I think that's why we wanted to come on and this episode 1, because we had a different episode 1 and we decided to change it because we wanted this one to be where we're at now
Yeah.
and how it affected us.
Yeah.
So I think for me, I did go into a little bit of a depression for a few weeks. I've said on air before, I deal with mental health stuff.
Yeah.
So, but I mean, I think anybody would. So I did go into it, but I didn't stop. You know, that same day, I actually got another job the exact same day I got let go. Not in radio, but I'm also a dance teacher and a fitness director here. So that's pretty awesome. And I've been doing that and dealing with the kiddos, which is always, I think that's what got me through those first couple days was
Yeah.
like I had to teach that night. And I remember distinctly saying to you, go out crying, I do not want to go. I don't want to.
Yeah.
I don't have the energy. I can't do this.
Yep.
And you stood your ground with me like you do a lot. And you were like, you have to. You were like, you can't let those kids down. Like
Yeah,
they,
they're
like
looking
you were
forward
just
to
let
you.
down.
Yeah.
Yeah. You were like, you have to. It's gonna make you feel better. I know you don't want to, but you can't let them down. And I do remember coming home that night to you, and I was a little bit better.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, tonight, you know, they saw a picture of you and I, and they're like, oh, he's so cute, you know, like something
Yeah.
like that. And it was just little things that you don't realize are the little blessings that can make your days better.
Yeah.
So that's helped me get through it,
Mhm.
staying busy with that and dance. Don't worry for everybody who was listening to me on air. I did not leave radio. I'm not leaving it entirely. One, we have this podcast, but two, I've been talking to people.
Yeah.
We just got to make sure it's the right fit for our lives now. And I think
Yep.
the really cool thing about this is that I'm able to actually choose where I go now.
Yeah.
Like, it's not like I'm just out of college. I'm going to take any job that's going to want me because I
Yes.
just want to be wanted, you know?
Yeah.
I had the experience behind me. I have the growth, the accolades, the support,
The resume.
to be picky, like pick and choose where I want to go.
Yeah.
And that's not me being egotistical or saying, oh, I'm the best, because I'm not. You know, I still have so much to learn in this industry, so much to grow from, so much to absorb from other people. And I'm so excited to do that. But I'm also in a different place in my life where I'm not starting from day one.
Mhm.
And when I say being picky with it, I mean finding the right fit for me on air as a
grow.
team, to grow, to find that chemistry that I had with my previous co-host and enjoy it again.
And to learn.
And to learn as well, but also finding a good fit for us as a family because we're in that new step, you know.
Yep.
At some point, we're going to want to have kids. We're going to
More
want to settle
kiddos.
down.
Yeah.
You know, we're getting married in a year.
Yeah.
So it's just being picky and choosy, but I think having that opportunity and freedom to do so has been great.
Yeah.
And, you know, we've talked about before how it was kind of a blessing in disguise with the fact it also gave us time because you left your job in the government contracting world because you're onto a new adventure.
Yep.
You're going to school full time for your master's for psychology, which is amazing.
Yep.
You're starting a new job as well, but it's given us actually time. I don't know about you, but time for us to grow closer in this situation.
Yeah. Yeah. Like looking at the bright side of things, we got to just spend more time together, more wedding planning, which if that bad thing didn't happen, we would be like lost in the sauce right now, to be honest, with all the wedding stuff. because I know I'm still lost in sauce. I don't know what's going on half the time.
I think that's a typical group.
It's like you're talking about colors and
want
there's twinkling lights, and I'm like, what does that even mean?
You want the forever red or the sexy red?
I'm like, dude, I just want red. I didn't know there was like 500 colors of red. It's like people are scaring me now. It's like,
Oh,
but
gosh.
no, I mean, it's been awesome to be able. And I think we've grown closer.
I do.
We've grown stronger, and to be honest, I think we're happier. Prior, than before. But yeah.
I also think you pointed it out when we were having these talks that maybe it was a bump in the road we needed as a couple to see how we deal with that, because we hadn't had many of those.
No.
Like, we don't really argue.
Nope.
We have our like little things here and there, but it's not full on arguments. We're pretty much on the same page on a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
So we haven't really had that hard time to go. We've had hard times, but not like this.
Yeah, it's been pretty tough. But I think it was a good test, though. And you really see what you're made of. I've learned, like, when you go through hard stuff, you really find out who people really are. And I definitely learned that through my time in the Marines. Is like, when things get bad, you'll start to see who's the tough guy and who's not, type deal. But that's another story. But yeah, and it showed how strong we are as a couple, and to keep on pushing and to try different things and to go out of our comfort zone. We definitely been out of our comfort zone the past 2 months. But I think we've been enjoying it. Just trying new things. Oh, this is not working, so we're going to try this. And oh, this popped up. Maybe we should talk to these people and do that, or try this business adventure, or I mean, life's too short. To be honest, like, bottom line is too short not to try different things, and that's how you grow.
And I do think, like what you were saying, you find out who people really are when they go through tough situations. I don't know about you. I'd love to hear your perspective on this, but for me, you are the type who I thought you would be. Like, it didn't change. I was like, oh, yep. I kind of saw that coming, in a good way.
Yeah.
It was like you stepped up. You were the protector, provider.
Yep.
You kept me laughing. I laugh every single day with you.
Yeah.
You kept me laughing. You helped me you were still firm, though. Like, you challenged me, and you were like, you're not staying in bed crying about this all day. You need to go do something.
Yep.
Get out of bed, and not mean way, just more stern.
Yeah.
And so I think that goes to show, like, for me, you were what I thought you would be if we had a tough situation.
Yeah. Well, I think like I said, like, we haven't had that type of situation pop up before. So I think it was like not a make it or break it thing, but I wanted to show you as a partner that I love and supported you, first of all. And like you had that unconditional love at all times, because I think, it's not going to be helpful to be negative to someone, especially when they lost a job, or you can add whatever you want in the blank. But I think it's just, if to show who you really are as a friend, as a significant other, partner, whatever you want to say. It's like, it's like, sorry, I lost my train of thought. But,
that's what happens here.
Yeah,
But
it's like.
But like, what? So that's how through a tough situation, you did like, I knew that you did that way.
Yep.
Was it the same for me?
It's just hard because you were the one going through the hardest part.
That's true.
It, like, I don't want another bad time.
No.
But but I was just focused on supporting you. I didn't really care about the like, oh, what is Tiffany K gonna be like when something bad happens, right? I just wanted to make sure that you had all the love and support, the positivity, because we already have enough negativity going on. I don't want to be another add-on to that. So that was my main focus, and I think you're so strong to be able to push through that and like to get back on your feet within a short. I think it's a short amount of time, and you're entertaining other offers, big markets and stuff like that. But that's, I'm just proud of you,
Thank
to be
you.
honest, and being able to stand up and firmly and know what your worth is.
Yeah.
Because just like anywhere, it doesn't matter radio or just business world or whatever you're doing, people will try to, um, get over you, right?
Yep.
And try to get the lowest dollar for you.
Yep.
And try to like, was it lowball you?
Yep.
And you put your foot in the ground. And it's like, nah, dude. I know my worth, and not being egotistical, but it's like, this is what I bring to the table. If you don't want to pay for that, that's fine. Thank you for the offer, but we're gonna keep it pushing.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah, and I think that's a big thing I also learned from this whole situation.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm proud of us together. I just have to say that because we've kind of kicked butt with this.
Yeah, I think we've gotten stronger. And,
We have.
I'm just happy to be able to give the people what they want, right? I know they want you, but I'm glad I can be a part of it.
Of
and
course.
they can see me, I don't know, not see me, whatever you call this stuff.
Podcasting.
Podcasting.
Listening. Well, eventually we'll get to video, but that comes with the future.
Yeah, we'll get there eventually, if the people want that. But
I think that's just kind of what we wanted to say for this episode too.
yeah, and we want to say as a group that we love you guys.
Yes, love you. Thank you
Thank you so much.
Seriously, like the love and support that's not only coming from me, but also you.
Yeah.
For Brandon, for our family. It's insane the amount of love, and it still comes in every day. And I love reading those comments. Like, I miss you all too. I read those every day.
Yep.
It's just so encouraging and inspiring to think that I actually did make a difference, or I made an impact in the community that you don't always see. So thank you so much for following. Thank you for supporting. We hope that you continue to listen with us.
Yes.
And follow, because this is just the nitty gritty of the first episode. As we go forward, it will be a lot of what you guys have asked for, like wedding updates, relationship updates, everyday topics that Brandon and I just love to talk about in general.
Yep.
Give our opinion on what's happening in your guys' lives. And honestly, I just want to throw this out there. If you have any questions for us, we are more than willing to answer most of them. I say most because there's still a line there.
Get some wild stuff.
But you can always send them to us. We'll start with my social media before we get ours up.
Yeah.
But that's, like I said, Tiffany Kay on Facebook, Tiffany Kay on air on Instagram. You can go ahead and shoot us messages. Tell us if you like this podcast, love it, share it with people. We just want to put it out there. And for those who are new and just now listening to our story, thank you for tuning in.
Yes.
I promise it won't be everything that you don't know about, right? Like, this is just going on based off of what has recently happened.
The local community. Yeah.
But going forward, we're excited to share our lives, share our perspectives, and just bring you into the future family that we have.
The fam bam.
The fam bam. I like
Yeah.
it. BNT fam bam. Woo. I love that.
Yeah.
So
we might have to get a T-shirt out or something.
Yeah, we got to put Buddy's face on it.
Yep. Snacks and naps.
Snacks and naps. That's all Buddy wants to do. He's
Yep.
literally laying here right now just asleep. I'm surprised
Yeah.
he's not snoring.
Yep.
In the background. But so that's the update on that. Don't worry, life didn't get us down too long, especially not me. We're entertaining ideas, we're entertaining offers.
We have a lot of opening doors, so
we do.
We're super grateful for that, and we're super grateful for all the love and support that you guys have been showing Tiffany and stuff like that. So thank you guys so much, and I guess this is the end of episode 1. So I guess I'll end it off.
Yes, you can end it off of BNT Unscripted.
BNT Unscripted, episode 1. Please, guys, take care of yourselves. Make sure you love yourselves. Keep the people that you love close to you, and let them know that you love them. So don't forget to tell them again that you love them, and we'll see you on the next one.